And
Okay.
yes, I still remember her name to this day. We were classmates for a time, and because I kind of thought she was cute, I, kind of wanted to move on up with her, so to speak. And I got rejected pretty damn hard.
Alrighty. What's going on, guys? It is this. Welcome to All the Above, another episode. I am your host, of course, Aristotle, and joining me today is a special guest. He's also a co-host on my other show, on the other shows that we do. Longtime friend Nick Cauton. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing okay. I've just
How's
been
life?
doing a lot of, mostly modding right now, so to
Modding.
speak.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's your life right
a
now?
lot of modding. Not quite, but as far as gaming life is concerned, that's kind of what I'm doing now. I mean, I'm still playing Call of Duty here and there, but mostly ever since I started understanding the basics of modding Fallout New Vegas, like improving my all-time favorite video game, I'm like, shoot, I'm gonna be doing this for a while. And a lot of it too.
Okay. Wow. You actually went straight into gaming there. I actually asked like life in general, but I guess you can. I guess in a way,
Well-
gaming is a big part of your life.
It is, but it's not the only aspect in my life that's
Okay.
quite
So
important.
other than gaming, what's going on? What's this?
Well, as far as other stuff has been going, I've I just completed another meal prep plan for the week.
Mhm.
Basically, instead of the usual 3 days worth of meals this time, I decided to push it to 4, which is not a bad thing, but at the same time, it's kind of venturing into risky territory where if you have 5 days worth of prepared meals, there is a potential that the 5th batch of meals for the day, as in for the 5th day, they could potentially spoil if left in the refrigerator for that long.
All right. And how's this new 4-day meal prep thing working as opposed to a 3-day one?
It's a little too early to
Oh, you just started.
know right now. Yeah, I just started today.
I see. Okay. I guess since we're talking about meal plans here, what started your love or passion for working out?
As far as working out goes, it all first of all, I used to wrestle in high school, but when I got through the high school phase, some years passed and I got kind of lazy with working out. But then when masks happened, Corona and all that stuff, that was when everything started shutting down to where I couldn't really go to the places I wanted to go anymore, or at least for the time being. So I thought, fuck it, you know what? If I'm stuck at home for most of the week, I'm just gonna, do some workouts. Because even though video games was kind of cutting it, it wasn't cutting it enough to where I wouldn't feel bored for the rest of the day. After maybe an hour or 2 of gaming, that's when shit, I gotta do something more
Productive.
yeah. And that's where working out came in.
Well, we all know that COVID had a big thing in changing our lives in terms of staying inside and
Sure.
finding new ways to go through your day. But besides that, before all that happened, what started your health fitness kind of memory or adventure journey?
As well as again, as far as
I guess
adventures go, wrestling had a part in it, but it wasn't necessarily it wasn't the main drive, because I didn't really take all this fitness stuff seriously until I had an epiphany where if I were in control of my own journey into fitness, I think I could sustain it.
So in besides the physical aspects of fitness and working out, what does it do to you mentally for you?
As far as mental benefits go, it really refreshes you in a way. It also raises your confidence in some sense, because when you look in the mirror, you might not really notice it right away, but you can tell you've shed off at least a few ounces of fat. I say ounces and not pounds because losing a pound is freaking hard to begin with.
Yep.
But like even with just 1 ounce gone, you kind of notice it as long as you know you've been consistent for at least a few days. I guess I'm just gonna get into a really quick story here.
Sure.
When I just started, when I started like just a few weeks ago at the time, there was this girl or woman.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of the same age. Her name was Alicia. Before she moved to, I think it was Alaska or Missouri. I forgot. Anyway, before she moved away from Hawaii, I was just working, minding my own business, and then she came up to me and said, "Hey, Nick," and I said, "Hey, what's up, Alicia?" Just because we're like friendly and all that.
Sure.
She's married too, by the way, just like me. Anyway, she told me to my face, "Is it me, or did you lose a few pounds?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" "Well, your waistline got a little smaller, but your chest, arms, and back, holy shit, what are you doing to yourself?"
Wow. Is she a coworker?
Yeah. Yeah, she was a coworker.
Oh damn. That's a pretty good compliment from a married woman.
Well, not only that, but she's white.
I don't know what skin color has to do with it, but sure.
Well, okay. I have this. Okay, to be honest, I have this perception, or not perception, but this preconceived
Sure.
notion where, like, I have a feeling people like white people or
Higher standards?
Have higher standards in men, which is understandable because I kind of do too. It's not that high, but I can kind of see where they're going. But coming from someone like her, I'm like, holy shit, thank you.
Right. I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. Have you always thought about that? Like ever since you were a kid? Like how those people have, higher preconceived notions of people?
I've always had
You've always
that
had it?
throughout my life. Yeah.
Where did that
I mean,
start from?
maybe. Well, it probably started, I don't know, sometime in elementary school. There was this one time in elementary school before I moved to Waipahu. I kind of liked this Chinese girl by the name of Regina Ma. And
Okay.
yes, I still remember her name to this day. We were classmates for a time. And because I kind of thought she was cute, I, kind of wanted to move on up with her, so to speak. And I got rejected pretty damn hard.
What did you do that got you rejected?
Well, one of my friends was like, "Dude, just tell her how you feel." I'm like, "Okay." Like, I didn't want to do it because I was nervous as hell. But they pushed me, and then I basically just said to her, "Hey, Regina, you're probably not gonna like this, but I like you." Like, that's all I said. And she was like, "Okay, bye." I'm like,
Wow.
"Okay, never mind."
Well, you kind of timed it wrong. The whole you're not gonna like this thing. You gotta
Well,
start with
again-
something more,
Yeah,
Better-
again, this was the first time this has ever happened. That was the first time that's ever happened to me. So I was like, okay, I mean, I kind of knew this was going to happen anyway, but whatever.
So are you comparing whites and Chinese as having high standards?
Not necessarily Chinese, but like a lot of good looking Asian girls, those kind of girls and Western women, I have the feeling that they have this standard where they're like, "Ooh, I want someone fit. I want someone white. I want someone tall and not too dark." And I'm like,
It's a very shallow way of thinking. Like it's not weird that Filipinos going out with a white guy or a black guy.
well, that one I'm used to seeing. The one I'm not so used to seeing is the reverse.
White or black? Wait, white or black?
Like, for example, a white woman dating a Filipino man, or a Japanese girl dating some guy from Thailand, something like that.
Really? I thought that'd be pretty common.
Well,
Man and Japanese girl.
it might be in some places, but me personally, I've never seen that very often.
And
Yeah.
sorry, going back to the Chinese girl story. What grade was this?
This was when I was in third or fourth grade, probably third grade, because third grade was when I was her classmate.
So that was one of your first, if not the first, confession.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
And that stuff didn't happen again until high school.
Well, I guess for your first time, it could have gone worse. I'll tell you that. Okay, since we're talking about our childhood here, let's jump into like what hobbies you had, or fun stuff you used to do as a kid.
Oh
in
boy.
those days.
I have
What you used to
quite
watch,
the essay
what
for
you used
that.
to eat. Sure, let's
Yep.
hear the essay, paragraph for paragraph.
Okay. One thing. Okay, I remember one thing I was actively into during my childhood was two fads. The first was Beyblade. The
Yes,
other was Yu-Gi-Oh. Pokemon, I wasn't really super into it. I mean, I love the game, but like I didn't exactly have the gadget to do LAN play at the time. You would need like some kind of like LAN connector or whatever to
Right.
play with another player. Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't have that time. So when it came to Pokemon, that I would say that was probably like my very first single player game ever.
Wow. And how
Yeah.
did that go for you in your little childhood mind? Did it blow your
It definitely blew my mind, but it also made me experience gamer life frustrations. And by that I mean if you remember going back to the Elite Four, and then you had to face the champion, which is your own rival. That used to frustrate the shit out of me, because every time I get beaten, like say the fourth elite member of the Elite Four, the dragon dude,
right?
when I was so close to beating him, but then he uses this ridiculously overpowered move called Ancient Power, and then a super effective hit renders my Charizard unconscious. I got so freaking mad because I was like, bruh, I leveled up my Charizard so much only for him to die at this weird technique called Ancient Power.
If I'm trying to remember correctly, I'm not sure if he had a Dragonite, or did he?
He did have a Dragonite.
I know Lance did. Champion Lance.
Yeah, that's him. The last.
I thought you were talking about Gary.
No. Well, Gary, it was definitely the hardest, but before I could get to Gary, I would ultimately have to go through Lance, and getting through Lance was hard enough. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you beat the Elite Four, could you still go back to the Pokemon Center to heal your Pokemon before you enter the champion? No?
Nope.
Yeah, that's why.
That part blew it.
That's why I always lost against Gary.
So I guess we'll end the show with some trivia.
Okay.
What year did the PS2 come out?
My best guess is either 2001 or 2002.
Which one is it? Do you think?
Probably 2001.
Very close, but no, it was 2000.
Oh, jeez, I was
Yep.
1 year off. What was the very first Pokemon game?
Very first.
Yeah, like
Talking about Game Boy, I guess.
yeah, like the granddaddy of all Pokemon games.
I'm not sure which one came first, but red or blue, right? It has to be.
First ever Pokemon game. Oh, red and green versions.
I guess I got that one right. Ish. I said
I
red
think
and
so.
blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. What color was the GameCube?
Purple.
I'll give you that, but specifically indigo.
Oh, okay.
There's
Yeah,
indigo
that makes sense. Fun fact, I like my very first GameCube game. I didn't own one, but my cousins did.
Yeah.
My very first GameCube game I've ever played was Mario Party 7. what is the name, or what is the designated code name of the pulse rifle in Half-Life 2?
Designated or designated name?
Yeah.
Shoot, I feel like I know this. I know what you're talking about. The gun, very iconic.
The designation name is AR2.
AR2.
Yeah.
My next question is: in Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter or Ghost Recon lore in general, what was the name of the companion you had in the beginning of the game?
Okay. If I had to guess, I believe his name was Ramirez. Shit, I can't remember.
It was Jose,
his first.
short Joe Ramirez.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
it. Jose
Which is funny
Ramirez.
because COD 4 also has Modern Warfare 2 or 3
Yeah.
had a Ramirez.
Who is the main antagonist of the first 3 Gears of War games? It's Queen Myra.
Oh.
Yeah, she's the big baddie in the first 3 games.
All right, this is probably a super easy one. In Fallout, most of the Fallout games, what color is your jumpsuit in the vault? Colors. What colors are there?
Blue and yellow.
I guess that
Black.
is easy.
Yeah. Well, black if you count the boots.
Yeah, black boots.
What is the name of the weapon that can launch nukes?
In what game?
Fallout.
A weapon that can launch nukes?
Yeah.
I mean, you pretty much said it right there, the Fat Man.
Yeah. It is.
So those are 2 easy, in 2 incredibly easy questions. Okay, what year did God of War 3 come out?
I should know this because I actually used to own God of War.
And you played all of them, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
the first 3 anyway.
2007.
Actually, shoot, we were both wrong. I thought it was 09, but God of War 2 came out in 07. God of War 3 was 2010.
Yikes.
Anyway, that is our show, all the above. Again, thanks to my guest here that I decided to come on the show, Mikautan. Thank you again, sir. And we'll see you guys next week for another episode of All the Above. Alright, this is Donald. That's Signic. See you guys later.